In this video, I'm going to show you the only 5 tools that you actually need in 2025 to 10x your marketing output. And if you're wondering, I'm just a marketer that automated like 90% of the marketing work while scaling a few businesses. And I want to help you do the same thing. So I'm going to run through each tool one by one, giving you a quick overview and explaining why it's so powerful, followed by a few scandalous stories of marketers using these tools to their benefits. And if those don't inspire you, then honestly, I don't know what will. And of course, I'm saving the most important tool until last, so stick around for that. And one last thing before we begin, if you want more in-depth coaching, please check the link in the description. So let's get started. And the first tool is VEO3, which is Google's ultra powerful video generation platform. And I have been highly critical of AI generated videos in the past, but VEO3 is on a completely different level. And that's partially because it's hyper realistic. The videos, honestly, half the time you wouldn't even know that they were AI generated. And although lots of the things you see on YouTube are people like creating talking Yetis or Bigfoot or some nonsense like that, you can actually create really powerful brand videos using them. And they're already being used by large brands like Kalshi, who recently showed the following ad at the NBA Finals. Let's take a look together.
Indiana gonna win, baby!
We're in Florida asking people what they put their money on! I'm all in on OKC!
Indiana got that dog in them!
Will egg prices go up this month?
I think we'll hit $20. How many hurricanes do you think we'll have this year?
Kalshi lets you legally trade on anything, anywhere in the U.S.
OKC!
OKC!
So that's a pretty high octane video, guys, pretty adrenaline fueled, but most people had no idea that it was AI. And apparently it cost 80 to 90% less than it would have to film using a traditional video team. And that's super exciting for smaller businesses, or if you're on a smaller budget, then this is an option for you that is ridiculously powerful. So it's time for the first of those scandalous stories. And this is about a videographer friend who was on a shoot and they forgot some clips that the client requested. So it was a product shoot. The client was really clear about what they wanted, but the videographer got home, put his SD card in his laptop and suddenly realized that he didn't capture what they asked for. Disaster. But luckily he knows a little bit about AI. He jumped onto VEO3 and he managed to recreate the clips. And honestly, the client was clueless. It completely dug him out of a hole. The client was really pleased with the output, the end result, and everything was good. But he was sweating for a while, but VEO3 came to the rescue. All right, now it's time for the next tool. And I can almost guarantee that you're already using it, but probably only to about 10% of its potential. And it is, of course, ChatGPT. And you might be like, well, I already know about ChatGPT. I didn't come to hear about that. But it's important that we go through it because it's not just that it's the most versatile of the large language models. It's also that it has tons of additional features. Things like the GPT-1 model that allow you to generate incredible graphics. So you're not limited to strategy and copy. There's so much more you can do. But it's also rolling out ridiculously exciting features all the time, like agents that have access to virtual browsers. And whilst people are using that feature currently to like order their shopping from Tesco or another supermarket, the potential use cases are incredible. It really opens the door to truly autonomous agents that can act on your behalf. So it's definitely one that you want to be using day in, day out. You want to be familiar with, because my money is on ChatGPT being the king of the pile by the end of 2030. Now, I've got another story for you. Now, this is about an agency owner that told their employees that ChatGPT couldn't plan and write social posts better than they could. So he didn't want his staff to use them. At the same time, he secretly tested it on his own. And when the AI got better results, he had to go to his staff and eat humble pie and tell them, look, guys, I was wrong. Actually, AI is better. And probably the worst part about this story is that that agency owner was me. So you can see how far you can come in a short amount of time. And the third tool is Appify. And I spent a long time thinking about the best way to explain it, but honestly, it's like a sweet shop, but for data. So instead of sweets, running around the sweet shop, grabbing all the sweets that you like, instead you have data sources, things like Instagram or YouTube or Apollo, and you can use Appify to access any data produced by those platforms and plug it into your automations, your agents, or your workflows. The best part is it's super, super cheap because most actors are pay per use. So you don't have to pay a subscription to access each platform. You can just pay for the amount of data that you use. So for example, when I'm scraping Apollo leads, I pay $1.80 per 1,000 leads, which is insanely good value. On top of that, it's also got great API access, so it can be easily integrated into marketing workflows. And that honestly that's what makes it so powerful, right? Because good workflows, good AI agents, they need good data. So if you can find a way to plug that data into them, you've already won like half the battle. And Apify is what enables you to do that. And personally speaking, Apify saved me over £800 a month because I used to pay a data scraper to find and enrich leads for me. But now I just use an Apify system plugged into an agent, and it also produces personalized icebreakers. And this is for like $1.80 for 1,000 leads. So honestly, it is incredible and I cannot rate it highly enough. If you haven't used it, if you haven't played around with it, head over there now and check it out. And now it's time for tool number 4. And it's a little bit unknown at the moment, but I guarantee in a couple of years, everyone is going to be aware of it. And that's because of what it enables you to do. And we'll talk about that very shortly. So tool number 4 is CreatorMate. It's a no-code video and image creation API. You might be wondering, what on earth does that mean? But basically, it's a platform that allows you to build image, graphic, or video templates and then replace certain elements dynamically using API calls. Now, this is really powerful because it allows you to plug graphics, videos, whatever it is, into your AI agents, and your AI agent can serve either videos, images, text, whatever it is, dynamically into those templates. And like I said, it's pretty unknown right now, but it won't be long until you're seeing it everywhere. And part of the reason is actually one of the reasons I want to bet with my brother Toby, because I used to argue with him as a videographer whether or not AI could edit a decent reel. I believed it could, and he was like, absolutely no way. So I loaded up CreatorMate, created a template, connected it to an agent, and gave it access to my video files and gave it an instruction on what I wanted the reel to be about. It went through my videos, checked the metadata so I understood what they were about, and put together a ridiculously good reel, and he had to pay up that day. So honestly, guys, it's really, really powerful, and a lot of people are sleeping on just what you can do with it. But in the future, we're going to see it take over when it comes to graphics and when it comes to video editing. And now it's time for the one that you've all been waiting for, the most important tool on this list. And of course, it is NAN. And in my opinion, the best way to describe NAN is it's like Lego for automations or workflows. And in my opinion, the best way to describe NAN is that it's like Lego for automations. And that's because you have all of these services, all of these tools in one platform, and you can put them together however you see fit. And because it's a visual builder, it doesn't require a huge amount of technical knowledge to use. And this makes it so powerful because you can literally teach yourself NAN in a week, and then you can be building ridiculously powerful workflows. And it's my go-to to build agents or anything more complex. So for example, when I was talking about that video editing reel earlier, I would plug CreatorMate into an agent using NAN. And now it's time for that final scandalous story. A friend of mine has a high 6-figure marketing job, and using NAN, they've automated almost all of their daily workflows and nobody knows about it. They basically chill in the office all day watching YouTube, and people think they're one of the most productive people there. But in truth, AI agents are taking care of like 90% of that work. And whilst that's funny, it's also a bit frightening for us marketers, because if AI is capable of doing that, then how many of us are going to lose our jobs? And how many of us that don't adapt and don't learn to use these platforms are going to be at a huge disadvantage to those that do? So there's a little bit of food for thought there. But anyway, there we are. Those are the 5 tools that you actually need to 10x your marketing output in 2025. If you're serious about automating your marketing or learning new skills to increase both your earning potential and your quality of life, then I really recommend that you check out the link in the description of this video. Long story short, I want to help you. Have a great day and see you again soon.